we're a couple weeks away from the primary. We have, still the large kind of pool of candidates haven't really had any drop off. And there's a lot of Democrats. So how do you think the campaign has been going so far?
Look, I think this campaign has become really simple, Eric, because it turns out there's one person in this race who's willing to take on the corporate special interests that are driving up costs across California. I mean, the basic issue in California is Californians can't afford to live here anymore. And if you look through it, we have really high electricity costs, twice as high as the rest of the country. And I'm saying I will create local competition and drive down those costs by at least 25%. The gas prices are really high because of this war in Iran. And I've said, okay, the oil companies are gouging us at the pump. They're getting a windfall profit. Their costs didn't move a penny, and the price of gas went up at least $1.50, and it's not coming down. Windfall profit, windfall profits tax. In every one of these instances, one person is taking, I'm for single payer. And in every one of these instances, the corporate special interests are coming after me. They've spent the most in history against any candidate in California. And what that says is pretty simple. There's one progressive in this race who is taking on the corporate special interests on behalf of working people in this state. You can look at the money. They're only spending against me, and they're spending a lot of money for some of the candidates like Javier Becerra. So the billionaires and the big corporations are supporting every candidate but me, and they're coming after me because I'm the person in this race who really represents working people, wants to make California affordable, and is willing to take on the institutions and the people who don't want that to happen.
I want to talk a little bit about strategy because, we just watching all the debates and watching everything else, I see you have the large Democratic field, and a lot of them are going after you personally, or just on your policies or whatever. You're not really doing that as much. I mean, you're mentioning them, but you're not doing it in the same way. You're more so kind of going after, the bigger entities and things along those lines. Can you kind of talk about, has that been a strategy where you're really not going
I
after
don't,
other people?
it's funny, Eric. It would be you're giving me too much credit to call it a strategy. Let me say this. I want to talk about the Californian people. I want to talk about what we need to do to get great education, to make this state affordable, to get rid of the threat of ICE to Californians. That is what I'm interested in. That's what I do every day, is try to see as many people face to face, outwork all the other candidates, see as many people face to face, and listen to what they have to say. I think for the candidates who spend their time trying to criticize other candidates on stuff that is not what I want to spend my time on. That is not what Californians need a new vision of how we're moving forward. And I spend all my time trying to talk about what they need, to talk about how we can do it, to talk about exactly, we're the first person with an AI policy. We have by far the most detailed AI policy because it's really important for young people to know and working people to know that the government is going to be there if AI becomes this huge job destroyer. And so do I think that that's more important for people to hear than, trying to go after some candidate? I do. I try and point out the things that other candidates do that make it impossible for them to do the job that I'm trying to do, which is to represent working people. If they're taking money, if Javier Becerra is taking money from Chevron, that to me is really, really relevant in terms of the future, in terms of what he's going to do. And it implies that he is not going to stand up for working Californians, that he's in the pocket of oil companies. But I'm always trying to talk about the future and what Californian citizens need, not about myself and not about the other candidates.
How do you feel like your role as governor would be in facing off with someone like Trump? We've seen Newsom kind of take this very aggressive posture. Would you maybe, is it going to be circumstantial based on, is it going to be reactive? Is it going to be proactive? Are you going to take the Newsom path? Are you going to maybe not be as, I guess, confrontational is a way to say it? What would be your position?
Well, two things. One, the governor of the job of California is to stand between danger and threat and Californians, to stand up and protect Californians from every internal and external danger. And clearly, Donald Trump's administration, he himself, is a threat to California. I mean, his ICE agents are, in my mind, that's a criminal organization that sent to racially profile and terrorize Californians. And we need to stand very, very strongly against them. When he refuses to pay our FEMA claims from last January in Altadena and Pacific Palisades, we absolutely have to stand against him. He has said that the people who don't vote for him are his enemies. Okay, if that's his posture, then we have to stand up very, very strongly against him. And so I think the other thing, that's a huge part of the job. But the other part of the job that I think is really critical is to point out what the California vision is, to make it clear that I'm talking about shared prosperity, bringing everybody along, making sure that we are the richest state in the country with the highest poverty rate. That's not good. That's not acceptable. And so I want to make the point that we are the competitive, successful state that also brings everybody along, whereas he is the person who paid, it still boggles my mind, for a giant tax cut for the richest Americans and the biggest corporations. Huge tax cut. He paid for it by kicking the most vulnerable people off Medi-Cal and Medicaid. That is amazing. And we have to make it clear to Californians and to the rest of the country that what we stand for is something really different, that we stand for nonviolence, democracy, freedom, competitiveness, and a state that cares for all its citizens and brings everybody up. That's why I'm for single payer healthcare. It's like we need to be showing the world that in the 21st century, what he is trying to do is drag us back to the 18th century.
So one more on Trump, and then we'll actually get to some issues. But I guess that's kind of my point. So we've seen different elected leaders when they're dealing with him. Some go for this approach where it's really combative. Others in standing up for what they believe is right, but combative. Others that kind of get on his good side and find a way to work with him. Maybe it would be a little bit of a less aggressive posture. You mentioned the FEMA payments and things like that, almost retaliation for combativeness. Is there a concern at all that if you were to follow in the Newsom kind of strategy that the federal government level, there would be a little bit of disadvantage to Californians when it comes to some of these things that otherwise, with a better relationship with him, a less combative relationship, might be a little bit different?
Look, I can see that Trump pays off the people who bend the knee. I get that. That's his whole thing, is to get people to bow down to him. I am not going to compromise our values of inclusiveness. We're the most diverse state that anyone can imagine, and that is a glory of California. We are not going to bow down to him in terms of protecting Californian citizens. We're not going to bow down to him in terms of our rights as a state. We are not going to give up our rights to make him feel like he can throw us a few bones. Look, I think it's pretty clear at this point that the people who win with Trump stand up to Trump. The people who beat him, Minnesota, they did exactly what I'm saying. They made it clear that what they stood for was nonviolence, democracy, rule of law, decency, inclusiveness, and he had to walk away. If you look at the people who stand up to him, those are the people that he has to give in to. And in any case, I think, Eric, it's really important that we actually live our values and make them clear. And that means, if we're not going to give up on democracy. He's clearly trying to end democracy in the United States of America, to end free elections. We can't give up on that to get some dollars. We can't give up on, the people in our country whom he despises. I mean, we had a terrible incident yesterday in San Diego at the Islamic Center. We can't give up on Muslims and Latinos and Black people whom he clearly disdains, dislikes, and mocks, because that would get us some money. It's absolutely essential that we stand up for what's right, because in the long run, that's what wins. We are standing for a state. Look, we're half the growth in this country. When you look at who's succeeding globally in this world, it's California and Californians. And so I am 100% on Team California to win. But I don't think that it is a very short run, in my mind, failed idea to give in to tyrants, to give in, to try and get some money. There's a famous, Thomas Jefferson had a very famous quote from about the Barbary pirates who were preying on our shipping in the early 1800s. And he said, millions for defense, not one penny for tribute. And we have to have some values in ourselves. We've got to stand up for ourselves. We've got to do the right thing. And we can't give in to someone who's trying to destroy democracy, who's clearly a thief, who's really trying to end America the way we know it and turn it into something much, much less.
Okay. Let's hit a couple topics here. I want to hit one San Diego focused one just to make sure that we get it in, the sewage crisis. This is something that, obviously, it has a big effect in the South Bay of San Diego, but also has an effect all over, the county, and has the opportunity to potentially affect much more. Paloma Aguirre is supervisor now, who is the IB mayor, big advocate for an emergency from the governor, whoever that may be. Can you kind of talk about your position on the crisis in general,
Sure.
and if that's something that you would maybe declare in a short period of time after you got in?
So, Eric, let me say this. I went down there. I spent time with Paloma Aguirre. I think she's absolutely in the right. This is an absolutely textbook case of environmental injustice. We are seeing a health hazard that's been going on for a long time that has not been dealt with remotely sufficiently. That beach has been closed for 4 years, just to put a time frame on it. That it includes air pollution and water pollution. It's bad for the health. But I think the really important thing to point out here is this is a low-income Latino community. For some reason, when they are subject to deep health risks, when their beach is closed for 4 years, nobody declares a state of emergency. Whereas to me, I always say to people, look, if Santa Barbara Beach was closed for 4 years, would it be a state of emergency? If Malibu was closed for 4 years, would that be a state of emergency? And I'm sitting here going like, I absolutely believe that the history of California is to place toxicity, or in this case, to permit toxicity, dangerous elements to be in the air and water of low-income Black and brown communities. And this is a perfect example. And we absolutely should be going after this, Eric. I would declare a state of emergency day one. I think what Paloma Aguirre is doing is absolutely right. I think she's a hero. I'm a big fan. And I think for San Diego as a whole, look, I went down there, and I'm sure you've been there too. It's beautiful. It's absolutely incredibly beautiful. And the idea that we would have a big part of California on the beach, which I understand actually, I don't know this, but I was told and I asked that it's a great surf break, that we would, seriously, that would be true, that we would allow that to be so polluted that no one could go in the water for 4 years, that this incredibly beautiful stretch of California would be rendered dangerous and unhealthful for that long. Just doesn't make any sense to me, honestly.
Last one, and I'll combine these two just to kind of make sure we get you out of here on time. Cost of living and homelessness. You've run your campaign, I mean, I'm not speaking for you, but a big part of your campaign is cost of living, as I can see by your background, and by everything you've said. So cost of living, you're obviously running with a very progressive platform. A lot of times with some of these progressive platforms, everything sounds great, but then in practice, sometimes it's tough to get stuff done. In your mindset, what's realistic to get done from a cost of living perspective, and in an effort to kind of keep people into their homes, not dig into this homeless issue? We see a lot of seniors that are on the brink. So kind of combining your two kind of platforms on both of those things.
Hang on, I'm just writing myself a note to make sure I answer your question. In terms of cost of living, look, it starts with the cost of housing. That's the biggest bill that everybody has at the end of the month. It definitely includes healthcare, which is eating up every family that has to pay for its own healthcare. It's eating up the businesses that have to pay the healthcare for their employees, and it's eating up the state of California's budget. And from there you get to electricity costs, gasoline costs at the pump, and food costs are going up. And they're going to go up a lot more because of what's going on in the Middle East and the effect of that on fertilizer. So let me say, what do I think is realistic? I think it's realistic we're going to build 1 million homes. I've talked about it's 5 different things, all of which we're going to have to attack, which is permitting, zoning, the cost of construction, which I want to do in new ways to drive down the cost by at least a quarter, getting the cities and counties on side, which I believe I can do, because I think we're going to close corporate real estate tax loophole called split roll for $20 billion to goes to the cities and counties so they can afford to take care of the citizens in the new housing and finance. So we're going to build 1 million houses. That's realistic. Is it going to be easy? It's going to be work, but you know something? That's the job. And taking on, winning split roll, I've won 3 fights with well-funded corporate opponents at the ballot box, oil companies, tobacco companies, and out-of-state companies that weren't paying their state income tax, and I won every time. And we're going to win this. We're going to get the housing stuff, and we're going to drive down the cost of housing. Single payer. We're going to start working on single payer on day one. It's the only way we can deliver healthcare as a right at a decent cost for every Californian. So we have to do that. All the people who are sitting giving the answer that competition will work, business will drive it down, baloney. I've been waiting too long for that to happen to think it's going to. I don't believe it. I see those costs continuing to explode. We have to do that. Will we get it? Yes. It's not going to be in the first day, but we're going to start working on it on the first day to make sure we get it. Electricity, I'm saying we're going to drive down. We're going to beat the electric monopolies by producing and enabling local competition. Is that going to happen? That one's yes. That is just a matter of enabling people to compete with these monopolies. That is very much going to happen. And the last one is gasoline. Look, the cost of gasoline has gone up $1.50 at the pump because of a war in Iran that was started by the president that the oil companies put into office, and they're getting a windfall profits. I've said we have a windfall profits tax on the books. We have to activate it. Will we do that? Yes, and send the money directly to Californians. Look, these are all things. There's a straightforward game plan. Some of them I need to get the support of the people of California. Some of them I need to get support from the people in the legislature. But every one of these is a clear answer of what's right. Every one of these, you talk about electric monopolies that are charging us twice as much as everybody else in the United States of America. And you say, can we beat them? It's like everyone else is beating them. No one else thinks a legal monopoly that charges you twice as much is a good idea. And neither do I. And let me say this, Eric. Everyone acts like California is just an island. It's not. We're not an island. There is a absolutely electricity revolution going on around the world where the price of generating electricity is going down like a stone, where the price of storing electricity in batteries is going down like a stone. And the idea that we're going to miss that, we invented all the technology to do that. The idea that we're going to have monopolies who refuse to let that happen, refuse to lower our prices, cut us off from technology, that doesn't make any sense. And so what I'm saying is this. In every one of these instances, it's a clear case of what's right. Every time when I fought the oil companies, everybody knew we were right. No one was willing to take on the oil companies. When we fought the tobacco companies, everyone knew we were right. The legislature had failed for 20 years. And there was no secret about these out-of-state companies not paying their taxes. Everybody knew it was there. It was a loophole. And the legislature didn't want to take on these people, these big corporations. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be willing to, and they know it. That's why they're spending a record amount of money against me. And that's why they're not spending a penny against anybody else. Because I'm the progressive in this race. You can, working people, unions are supporting me very broadly. Teachers, nurses, carpenters, Unite Here. I don't want to leave people out. School employees, UDW. I could keep going. All of the environmentalists in the state are supporting me. All environmentalists in the United States are supporting me. And progressives, in San Diego, Tony Atkins has endorsed me. Lachey Sharp Collins, Tasha Burner, Chris Ward. The progressives know this is the only way to go. And that's really the ultimate question here. People are suffering in California because they cannot make ends meet. People are living in their cars who are fully employed. People are giving up healthcare so they can make rent. Someone's got to take on the corporations whose bottom lines are fattened by every one of those facts. And the only person who's doing it is me. And the only person who's saying we need to tax billionaires like me is me. And so when you look at this race, it's kind of like that's what this has become. Do you want corporate Democrats? Or do you want a billionaire who's willing to fight every single day for working people and isn't taking the money from these corporations, and they're terrified of.